Now, here's the part your bank absolutely does not want you to hear. When billionaires borrow against their assets to fund ventures, they also deduct the interest on those loans as a business expense. They borrow money tax-free. They invest it in ventures. The interest they pay, tax deductible. So not only did they avoid capital gains tax by not selling, they're now reducing their taxable income with the loan interest. They win twice. Elon Musk didn't spend his own money to build SpaceX. Jeff Bezos didn't risk his savings to start AWS. And Mark Zuckerberg didn't use his personal bank account to fund Instagram's acquisition. They used a system that every billionaire on Earth uses it, and yet not one person in 1,000 knows it exists. Today I'm going to break it down step by step, so simple a teenager could do it. Stay until the end because the last strategy is the one your bank is most terrified of you learning. Here's what most people believe. Billionaires are rich, so they use their own money to start new businesses. They have billions in the bank, so they write a check and a new company is born. That is completely wrong. In fact, the richer someone is, the less of their own money they use. Think about that. The more money you have, the less you spend. Why? Because billionaires understand something that nobody teaches in school. Spending your own money is the most expensive thing you can do. Let me prove it. Say you have $100 million in Tesla stock. You want to start a new venture, a restaurant chain, a tech startup, anything. Option 1, you sell your stock. You get $100 million cash. But wait, the government wants $20 million in capital gains tax. Now you have $80 million. You invested in your venture. Your venture doubles. Now it's worth $160 million. You think you won? You just paid $20 million for nothing. Because there was another way. Billionaires don't use their money. They use OPM, other people's money. And they've been doing it for decades. Right in front of us, and nobody noticed. Here's exactly how it works. You have $100 million in Tesla stock. Same situation as before. But instead of selling, you walk into a bank. You say, I want to borrow $50 million. The bank says, what's your collateral? You say, my Tesla stock. The bank says, done. You now have $50 million cash in your hand. Tax bill? Zero. Because borrowing is not income. You didn't sell anything. You didn't earn anything. You just borrowed. Now, you fund your new venture with $50 million. Your Tesla stock? Still sitting there, still growing. Your venture doubles? You make $50 million more. Your original stock goes up 20%? You make another $20 million. You're making money in two places at the same time, while the person who sold their stock is making money in just one place. This is the venture secret. Let me show you exactly how the biggest names in the world use this. In 2008, SpaceX was days from bankruptcy. 3 rockets had failed. Did Elon sell his PayPal money? Did he drain his savings? No. He borrowed against his remaining assets, put everything on the line, and funded the 4th launch. That 4th rocket succeeded. SpaceX is now worth $180 billion. If he had sold his assets and paid taxes instead of borrowing, he would have had maybe 40% less capital to invest. SpaceX might not exist today. When Amazon was growing in the early 2000s, Bezos wanted to build AWS Amazon Web Services. The board said no, too risky. Bezos didn't use Amazon's profits. He didn't sell his shares. He structured a separate venture, brought in outside investors, used leverage, and built what is now a $33 billion per year business inside Amazon. Other people's money, other people's risk, his vision. When Facebook acquired Instagram for $1 billion in 2012, everyone thought he was crazy. Instagram had 0 revenue, 13 employees. But Zuckerberg didn't pay $1 billion in cash from his pocket. He used Facebook stock. Other people's future belief in his company paid for his acquisition. Instagram is now worth over $100 billion. $1 billion in stock that cost him nothing out of pocket, returned 100 times. Now you're probably thinking, Raj, I don't have Tesla stock. I don't have $100 million. How does this apply to me? Here's the truth. The same principle works at every level. Level 1, home equity. If you own a home worth $300,000 and you owe $100,000 on your mortgage, you have $200,000 in equity sitting there, doing nothing. Banks will lend you up to 80% of that. That's $160,000 available to you without selling your home, without paying capital gains, without losing your asset. Use that to start a side business, buy a rental property, invest in index funds. Your home keeps appreciating. Your new investment grows. 2 income streams, 1 asset. Level 2, margin loans. If you have stocks or mutual funds, most brokers will lend you up to 50% of their value. $20,000 in index funds, $10,000 available as a loan. Interest rate, around 5 to 8%. If your investment returns 10% and you borrowed at 6%, you're making 4% on money that wasn't even yours. Level 3, business credit. Starting a business? Don't use your savings. Register your company. Build 3 months of revenue history. Apply for a business line of credit. Banks lend to businesses, not just individuals. Separate your personal money from business risk. Completely. This is exactly what billionaires do. They never mix personal wealth with venture risk. Now here's the part your bank absolutely does not want you to hear. When billionaires borrow against their assets to fund ventures, they also deduct the interest on those loans as a business expense. They borrow money tax-free. They invest it in ventures. The interest they pay, tax deductible. So not only did they avoid capital gains tax by not selling, they're now reducing their taxable income with the loan interest. They win twice. You sell your assets, you pay tax, they borrow against theirs, they get a tax deduction. Same starting point. Completely different financial destination. This is the billionaire venture system. Don't sell, borrow. Don't spend your money. Use OPM. Don't mix personal and business. Separate everything. The wealthy have been doing this for 100 years, and they've made sure it's never taught in any school. If this video opened your eyes, I drop a new money secret every single day, and your bank is already nervous about how much you're learning. Subscribe before they find out.